Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is the last video in this series for Suzanne of Non-Stop Papercrafts, where I've been showcasing her gardener's journal kit. And this is the kit here for those of you who haven't seen the previous videos, which I recommend that you do. You know, just look in my playlist and you'll see them all listed there in order of how I started this little journal. So I'm not going to go through all the pages because, you know, if you want to see the kit, either go over to Suzanne's video on Non-Stop Papercrafts, where she gives a flip through of all the pages, or you can see it on my videos as well, on the first video that I did for this project. So I've made 2 signature journals, and it's a mini journal, and these are my 2 signatures with the outer pages, and I'll give you a flip through at the end. And today what we're going to be doing is making a cover. So I've forward prepped to save a little bit of time, and all I've done is I've taken this sheet, which is on the kit, but what I've done is I've printed 4 to a page, so to make it miniature, because obviously this is a miniature journal and I didn't want the images to be really big. So I've in Publisher I've put 4 of the pages and joined them together, you know, sort of welded them together, as it were. And I haven't cut the white bits off because they're going to be folded in and you're not actually going to see them. And what I've done is I've taken some Amazon packaging and I've measured my book pages, and I've made a little spine down the middle which I've reinforced, so that is actually 2 pieces of card thickness. And all I'm going to do now is, when I can find my scissors, I'm just going to trim these edges here. So I hope that you've enjoyed watching this little journal come together. It will be listed in my KoFi shop for anybody who's looking for a little gardener's journal for as a gift for somebody. It'll be listed in my KoFi shop. So what we're going to do now is just fold these edges in, and it's a good job I kept the white piece, you see, but you're not going to see that because we're going to put another piece of paper over the top here. By cutting those edges, you get a nice neat edge at the corners there. There we go. So let me just use my scissors just to score that, to keep it down sharp at the corner there. And then all I'm going to do is use some of my 3-in-1 glue. Put those edges in first. There we go. And do the sides first. I could have shimmied this along a little bit more, but not to worry. Excuse my door squeaking. My husband's going to the bathroom. There we are. There we are. Make sure that's well glued in. And what I've done is I've cleared my desk of all the ephemera that was left over, and I've put it in the little pockets. So whoever purchased the journal, there will be extras in there for you to put on the pages and make them your own. Now then, what we're going to do is just score here. Be careful not to hit the pages, the paper should I say. There we go. Oh, it's lovely paper. I love this design. And what I've done is I've put them upside down as well, so that it mirror images each other, so it doesn't matter which way you put the paper. So let's see, just make sure that these will fit in. Hopefully they will, because I did give it quite a generous spine. There we are. Yeah, so that's really cute, that little journal. Now then, what I'm going to do is find a piece to go on the inside here, so just bear with me one moment and I'll be right back. Right, what I've done is I've done exactly the same with this print here. I've put 4 to a page, so I've done that one and that one, copied it, put it on here, and then I flipped it so that when I butt them together, this is upside down to that, and then it doesn't matter then, some of them are going up that way and some of them are going downwards, so it doesn't really matter where you position it. Now, because I want it to fill this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw around it with a pencil on the back. Like so, just lightly. And then with my scissors, just going to cut down this line here. Go. Just get rid of these pieces. Now Now that actually fits it perfectly, but I want it to have a bit of a border around, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off with my guillotine. I'll do it with this just so I know the edges are nice and straight. Only a tiny bit off each side. And then what I will do, because it's too long to go in there, I'll fold it in half. Let's have a look. And then we'll take a little smidgen off each side. There we go. Now then, let's have a look. There we go, just fold that way. And what I'll do, because this white edge is very, very close, I'll just do that, and then it won't show. There we are. So we'll stick that on. Now I'm just going to put a bit of acetone in my glue because it's getting a bit gloopy, and it'll take me a month of Sundays. It just helps thin it down a little bit. Otherwise, your fingers have to work overtime squeezing the glue out. So I'll just give it a shake. There we are. So hopefully it'll be a bit thinner now. Let's have a look. Yeah. Closest to the edge as I can. Have to be fairly quick because it's quite a fast drying glue, this, and I can already feel it's starting to harden on the page. So let's have a look. There we are. Perfect. I just have to get my bone folder. You can actually do this with a ruler. There we are. That's one side. There we go. Try and keep those bits down on the spine. Stop them from puckering. There we go. There we are. Lovely. There we are. So now what we've got to do now is just let that dry, and then we need to sew our signatures in. So that's a really quick way to do a little cover, and it's easier because you've got you know, it goes easy on your paper because you know, you can do it with 2 pieces of A4 paper. Whereas if you do the next size up journal, where you're doing them full size, you need to do that, you'd need to use 4 pieces of paper. So it's up to you how you put them in. I use 5-hole pamphlet stitch generally for the normal size journals, but for this I think, you know, a 3-hole pamphlet stitch would be enough. So what I'm going to do now is go away and make a template for this, and we'll bind the signatures in, and then all we need to do then is make something for the front cover. And let's have a look. I was wondering about that lovely windowed envelope there. Just have a look a second. Oops. What am I trying to do here? There we are. You know, you could use something like that and layer it onto some hessian or something like that. A nice piece of hessian would look nice behind there. Yeah, I might print another one of them off and use it for the front. So let me just pop this one back where I found it, and it was there, wasn't it? There we go. So bear with me just while I get my binding kit. So I've got my binding kit and I've made a template just from some leftover card, so that fits nicely into the spine of the journal like that. So with my Tim Holtz ruler, I found the nought, and that is the centre, that's the centre line. So what I'm going to do is if I come down a little bit, I'm just going to mark the centre there. And mark the centre there. And just draw those two lines together. And then, oopsie daisy, I'm going to go on this line here, and this line here, this line here, and this line here. And then what we want to do is find the middle point here. So how many inches have we got? Let's have a look. I'll find the halfway point, and that's the easiest way. So my lines are going to be like that, and then what I'm going to do is just measure. Let's have a look. Could actually do it like that. No, they're not far enough up, so I'm going to just measure ½ an inch, I think. Or 3/4 of an inch. So I'll do that. And the same down this side. There we go. So that's our template. And what we'll do is we'll make the holes ready on there with our awl. taking care not to stab yourself, because they are lethal as they're going through the cardboard, and if you've got your finger in the wrong place, they don't half come keen. So there's the 3 holes ready, so I'll just pop that to the side. And then what I'm going to do is fold this in half. And I'm just going to make a hole in the middle, on the middle line. And then that can sit in the centre of your now it's a little bit bigger because you know you made the cover a little bit bigger than your signatures. So I'm just going to get some pegs and I'll be right back. Yeah, so as I was saying, your journal cover is slightly larger than the journal itself. So I'm just going to gauge really, because it doesn't have to be that exact a science, as long as you mark where which is the top and which is the bottom. So let me just get my clips just so to hold the pages. Hold the pages level for a minute. There we go. So I'm going to pop that in there, and I'm going to write top on here. T-O-P. So that's the top of the journal. And where these pages begin, I'm going to just mark it with a line on there so that I can put that level with the pages in the second signature. So I think that's fairly okay. And we'll do this one as well. I'm just going to leave my awl in there a moment while I put my finger underneath, and I'm taking away this, and then I'm going to put the awl back in there just while I thread my needle. Now you can actually put it through the awl, because this awl has got an eye in it, but I do prefer to work with a needle, and I've got it in here somewhere. There she is. And then to measure, it's about 3 times, they say, the size of your signature, and that will give you plenty of thread to be going on with. Now this is waxed thread, and it's good for holding journals, because once you've tied the knot will stay tied. So what I've got to do now is pop the needle through there, and then I just clip it underneath the clip to hold on to it, and then we get our journal. And it doesn't matter which signature I'm putting in first, I don't think. Let's have a look. That one or that one. Yeah, I'll use that as the first. This one can be the second one. So we'll put the hole through, the needle through the middle hole, and then back through the bottom. Doesn't matter whether you go bottom or top, it'll all come right in the end. And there we go. So we pull that tight. And then up through the top hole and out through the journal cover. Just getting the thread to pull through, and then you go back through the center one, making sure you come through the other side of the thread that's running along the middle, and then you tie your knot. But what I'm going to do is just pull this one. I like my threads to be fairly equal, and I've gone through the thread, so I've just pulled it back out. That sometimes happens when you're going through the middle again, is you catch the other thread. So let's have a look. There we go, that's near as halfway. And there we go, I'll do it an extra one. And there's my threads. So that's the first signature sewn in. And then we'll do the same with the second, with the first signature. So just make sure my pages are where I want them. Make sure there's nothing in the way that's going to get caught when you're sewing your signatures in. There we go. So same again, hold them with a clip, and I like to do top and bottom. And then get your template and line it up where we wrote top and where we marked the top of the page. And then so hold that, remove that, pop that in there, and then we do the same again with our thread. So 1, 2, 3, pop it through the middle, and you can either pop it underneath your clip or hold it with your thumb, and then same again, go through the middle, making sure that you've got your signature the right way up, which we have. Up through the top, out through the cover, pulling it nice and tight. Oops-a-daisy. And then back through the middle. Oops. There we go. And I've gone through the string again, so I'm just going to pop it back through. There we are. Oh. I can't get my fingers through the needle. There we go. Where are you? There we, oops, it's come unthreaded now. Charming. Let's have a look. It seems that we've come through. Hang on, let me just start again. Don't quite know what's happened there. Let's have a look. Things that happen on live TV. So back through the middle. Through the middle of the cover, up through the bottom, and in the bottom hole. Careful with that string. Up through the top, and then back through the middle. And that's the tricky bit. There we go. And then I'll just take it underneath that thread so that we're on either side. Just put my needle away. Right, let's have a look. I'm just going to pull that a little bit more. There we go. Put it nice and tight. Tie it one way, then the other way. There. And then we can take off our clips. There we are. And there's our little gardener's journal. And she's quite a chunky monkey, even though she's small. And, you know, it's up to you whether you put lace on the edges. You can do that if you wish. But I don't think it really needs them. It is slightly, ever such a slightly lower, despite us measuring the paper. I don't know whether I pulled it a bit tight, the threads, but yeah, it's lovely. Hi again, everybody. I'm back, and the journal is now completed. I've finished the front, and what I've done is I've made like a cottage garden scene with lots of tall plants at the background and an assortment plants on the front, some roses and yeah, some delphiniums, and I've put it on some book page, and I printed off Gardener's Journal and put that label on the front, and I might finish that with some glossy accents. And I'm just going to pop that piece of book page down there, otherwise it will get ripped off. There we go. So I hope that you like what I've done. I've left the spine exposed because I quite like these flowers, and they're nicely spaced between the strings. And I put some tulle and some book page and some of the leftover digitals on the back there as well, just to match the front a little bit. So that's the front, and then inside we've got butterfly, snail, and a little collage there on the front page, some writing space, little pocket there with some tags, little dictionary with flourish, some tickets. This is the wall that we did with the texture paste, and I think that's turned out quite effective, and I've put a couple of fussy cuts in the wheelbarrow there, and it's got a dragonfly, and yeah, I quite like that bit of mixed media. Then we've got some postcards in there, butterfly, a bird and a number. There's the little tickets out of my stash, and I've missed a string there, but I will put some twine through that. And then this little envelope came out of my stash, and it was a freebie from somewhere. Comes with that little writing spot, and it was all about a plant class, insertion, venation form, margin, upper surface, lower surface, inflorescence, number of sepals, regularity. So that's plant base, which I thought was nice. So I've put, all I've done is I've put a little butterfly on there. I put a little man on there, loaded pockets, which you've seen, and the seed freebies from Rachel, and I've put lots of goodies inside for the person who gets this journal. And this is the secret pocket that we made, if you remember, secret writing spot, should I say. Oops. There we go. And it's just a seed packet that we've done back and front. This came from my stash, which you haven't seen, and I found it in amongst my records, and we've got lots of butterflies and things and florals and little bits and bobs in there as well. There's one of the magnifying glasses, and I put them back to back, so whichever way you look you can see the smaller butterfly or the bigger butterfly. Another tag with some twine, and then we just put some fussy cuts on the front with some vintage lace there. Another of Rachel's tags with another of the magnifying glasses, little tag, some more from my stash, some vellum there which you could put a photograph on, writing space, more writing space, little flip out there. I've done some stamping on the page, lots of tickets and some more of those little floral cards that I had. A ladybird tag, and then it's got flowering number 6 and a little bee and a snail on the pocket. Here's one of the little specimen cards with the bee, and we've got some lace, vintage lace on there with a label, and I've left that there for the person. It might be that they want to hang it from a page. And there's the little booklet we made with the little pocket inside there with some tags. Here's a tag I made, a larger tag with some of the papers from the kit, and I've just put some lace as a tab and one of the ladybirds and a number, and there's a tuck spot at the back to put things in, and I've just done some stamping on the back of the card. And then you've got a cluster here, some vintage lace and a Tim Holtz butterfly on there. Some more butterflies and the other half of the brick wall with a little collage of flowers. Some mushrooms and a dictionary. A dictionary. What do they call them? Saying. There's the end of the first signature, beginning of the second signature, and we've done a collage on the front as well of that and put a butterfly on. Some of the seed packet fronts, there's a couple there, you can put some writing on the back, little bingo card, another little dictionary saying there, and there's a little tuck spot there to tuck something underneath if you wish. The other half of the wall on that one, it's got a little thermometer, dragonfly and a cluster of flowers. Some more pictures and envelopes from my stash. Another little pocket there from the kit with tags and some ephemera from the kit. Place to put a picture. Some more pockets with tags. Little writing spots, and you've got some clusters on the front with some lace. Same here with the birds, nice big bird tag there. This is around the page pocket, And another one of the specimen cards. It's got a butterfly front and back. Another of the wheelbarrows with some extra ephemera in. Tag, and another of the big tags out the kit. These came from the kit and my stash, that one. And we put a stamp on the envelope there and used part of the kit here for make little corner spots, corner tucks, some stamping. And we've put little charms on. There's a little belly band and another envelope there filled with goodies, and that came from my stash. And I frilled the vellum there with my punch. Another flip through there, and I put the dragonfly in, so you've got butterfly and dragonfly in there, which you can take out with the tweezers. Another envelope there, and another one of the hidden writing spots, and some labels out of my stash. Little envelope there with some mushrooms, and some more little tags here with some stamping up the page. Another little cluster on here with a bee, little tag, envelope, and the couch grass out of my stash. Another envelope that we made, and that's got a tuck spot on the back as well. And I used, I cut out a pocket there from one of the papers, and just fussy cut round to give it a fluted edge. Other side of the brick wall that we did, and finally we've got the window envelope there, and it's got a card inside with that lovely lily, and another writing space and another place for a photo. So I do hope that you like that little journal, and I hope you've enjoyed following along. I might put some twine around this or some ribbon, but I'll have to have a look through my stash, and it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, so my bed is calling me, but I will put a closure or something on there just to hold it a bit flatter. So thank you everybody. I do thank you for your support, for everybody that follows me and who leaves me a like and a comment. It's much appreciated. I am trying to build up my channel slowly but surely, and you know, if you do like the content, please subscribe and hit the bell so that whenever I bring out a new video you'll get notified, and if you're interested, then you know, do pop along and watch the video and leave me a comment. So I'll say bye for now, and I'd like to thank Suzanne just before I go for inviting me onto her design team, and I do hope that she's liked this project. It's the first project as being part of her team member. So I'll say good night everybody, stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.